Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What we're hearing around the league is not just another rumor. It's potentially a game changer for the Packers and the entire NFC North. Word on the street is that the Tennessee Titans, currently sitting at 1-9 and clearly in rebuild mode, are exploring the possibility of trading one of their most disruptive defensive players, Jeffrey Simmons, to Green Bay. That's a massive scoop, and if it happens, it could reshape the entire defensive line for the Packers, making a huge difference in their pursuit of playoff success, and ultimately another deep run in the postseason. Let's break down what this trade could look like. The Titans, facing a tough rebuild, are reportedly willing to part ways with Simmons in exchange for just a second-round pick in the 2026 draft. Now, that might seem like a lot to give up for some fans, but when you consider what Simmons can bring to the table, it makes a lot of sense. The Titans are looking to free up about $19 million in cap space, which they plan to redirect to bolster their young quarterback and offensive line. They're also in need of draft capital to rebuild properly, especially after several years of trying to stay competitive with a roster that's now in flux. Simmons, a disruptive force on the defensive interior, is exactly the kind of player the Packers need to take their defense to the next level. This guy has been a nightmare for opposing offenses over his 7-year career. With over 250 total tackles, more than 35 sacks, and a PFF grade sitting at an impressive 88. Simmons consistently proves he's a game wrecker. His presence on the field commands double teams about 40% of the time, which frees up other defenders and creates chaos in the backfield. When you watch him play, it's clear he's a game-changing interior defensive lineman, an anchor that can dominate against the run and rush the passer with equal effectiveness. In the 2025 season, Simmons was showing why he's one of the league's most feared defensive tackles. Through 8 games, he recorded 23 solo tackles, 10 assists, and 5.5 sacks, accumulating over 180 pressures. His ability to disrupt plays is second to none, and he's proven to be a consistent threat. His EPA, expected points added, against the run is around 18, which means he's effectively shutting down rushing attempts, and his win rate against blockers is roughly 20%. That's a high-impact player who can anchor your defense and make life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. Now, comparing Simmons to other interior defenders, he's in a league of his own, especially with the kind of chaos he generates. For example, Chris Jones of the Kansas City Chiefs has made a legacy for himself with over 100 pressures in recent seasons, and Simmons is cut from the same cloth. His ability to generate pressure, projected to increase by about 22% with the Packers, would be instrumental in reducing opposing rushing yards, potentially bringing them down from around 120 yards per game to closer to 90. That kind of improvement would be huge for the Packers' defense, which has struggled with consistency in defending the run this season. Let's talk about the current state of the Packers' defense. With a 6-3-1 record, Green Bay has shown resilience and grit, but there's a clear need for more interior presence on the defensive line. Their current DTs are not exactly causing nightmares for offenses, with a win rate around 15%. Adding Simmons would not only boost that number significantly, up to around 55%, but it would also serve as a catalyst for other parts of the defense. Rashan Gary has been making plays on the edge, but imagine what kind of havoc Simmons could wreak inside, freeing up Gary and others to pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. The potential upgrade here is massive. Simmons, projected to add around 8 more sacks this season if he joins the Packers, would complement the pass rush perfectly. His pressures would rise by approximately 22%, which is a game-changer against divisional rivals like the Bears, especially when it comes to stopping the run and creating turnovers. His addition could serve as a catalyst for a more aggressive and disruptive defense, turning third downs into quick stops and forcing opponents into more mistakes. And then there's the strategic element. The Titans, with their 14, 3 points per game on defense, are in full rebuild mode. Their struggles on third down, allowing nearly 30% conversion, highlight how much they need to reset, and trading Simmons makes strategic sense for them. They're also looking to clear cap space, with around $20 million freed up by this move, which they can then redirect toward developing their young quarterback or shoring up other areas of their team. For the Packers, acquiring Simmons isn't just about adding a player. It's about transforming the interior of their defensive front. His presence would solidify the front seven, especially in a division where running the ball is often a recipe for success. With Simmons, the Packers could reduce opposing rushing yards and make life miserable for quarterbacks trying to find time in the pocket. Plus, his ability to generate turnovers, fumble recoveries, sacks, pressures, would elevate the entire defense, leading to more takeaways and better field position. Looking at the odds and betting markets, this move could be a real game changer. The Packers are already sitting at plus 800 odds for a Super Bowl appearance. But if they manage to pull off this trade and integrate Simmons seamlessly into their scheme, those odds could shorten considerably, potentially moving down to plus 500 or even better. That's a 37% boost in their championship chances, and it could prove decisive in a competitive NFC that's wide open this year. The addition of Simmons might be the X factor that helps the Packers truly turn the corner and challenge for the division and beyond. In summary, this hypothetical trade is a win-win scenario. The Titans get a valuable second-round pick and cap relief, allowing them to accelerate their rebuild, while the Packers land a premier interior disruptor who can anchor their defense for years to come. Simmons' impact on the field would be significant, adding sacks, pressures, and run-stopping ability, and it would send a clear message to the rest of the league that Green Bay is serious about reclaiming its defensive dominance. Now it's all about whether the Titans are willing to part with such a key piece and whether the Packers are ready to pounce. If this trade goes down, it could mark a turning point for Green Bay's defense and set them up for a deep playoff run. The NFC is competitive, but with Simmons in the middle, the Packers could elevate their game to new heights, making their opponents think twice when approaching the line of scrimmage. So keep your eyes peeled, Packers Nation. Big changes could be on the horizon, and this could be the move that propels Green Bay to the next level. As always, I'll keep you updated with all the latest news and insights. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's get ready for an exciting second half of the season. The green and gold isn't backing down, and with a player like Jeffrey Simmons potentially joining their ranks, they're about to become even more formidable. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this possible blockbuster move? Do you think Simmons could be the missing piece to take this defense to the next level? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates and insights, so stay tuned for all the latest Green Bay Packers news. Let's keep that passion alive, and as always, go Pack Go.